Alright, it's time now for Game 3 of Jeopardy for the Xbox 360 here on the Game Show Fun Zone.
Jeopardy!
I've had a pretty good go of this so far here on the Game Show Fun Zone. Because I've racked up a 2-day cash winnings total of $30,000.
Please welcome our
Can I win more? We're going to find out here in the next half hour.
Player 2. Player 3. And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Brevet.
Thank you, Johnny
Certainly
Gilbert.
like to add on to that
Thank you, ladies and
30,000.
gentlemen, and welcome. Let's take you right now
Alright,
into the
here we go,
Jeopardy
Jeopardy round. One nailed
Clues
double
are
in this
worth
first round,
200 to
and we're going to find it
$1,000
in one of these categories.
American
history.
Signs and symbols. TV nostalgia.
TV nostalgia.
I sentence you.
Elementary, and finally,
And book knowledge. A lot of clues,
TV
a lot of...
nostalgia.
In an animated 1987 TV special, this space-age family traveled back in time to meet the Flintstones.
Who are the Jetsons?
It's player 1. That's correct.
Okay, TV nostalgia for 4.
You again, player 1. In the pilot for this 60s sitcom, Jed and Jethro first meet Mr. Drysdale when he comes to get them out of jail. Okay, player 1.
What is the Beverly Hillbillies?
Right.
TV nostalgia, 600.
Player 1. The 1973 TV season gave us Richard Roundtree as this super cool private eye he'd played on film.
I always seem to get this one mixed up.
The correct
And that
response
private eye?
is Shaft.
Shaft. TV nostalgia, 800.
Player 1. According to his theme song, Mr. This will never speak unless he has something to say. Yes, player 1?
Who is that?
Oh, you're
Yeah,
right.
Mr. Ed, right. TV nostalgia for
Player 1. In the 50s, this movie Tarzan was still hanging out with a chimp, but he wore more than a loincloth as TV's Jungle Jim. It's player 1.
Johnny Weissmuller.
Yes.
Alright. Signs and symbols, 200.
We return to you, player 1. The star on Nevada's flag is this metallic color because it represents Nevada's state mineral. Okay, player 1.
What is silver?
Yes!
Correct. Signs and symbols for 400, please.
Player 1. The sheaf of this grain symbolizes what else? Agriculture on Ohio's state seal. Okay, player 1.
I'll say, what is corn?
No, that's
That's
not.
not it.
Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? The correct response is wheat.
Wheat. Okay.
Player 1. Choose
I
again.
sent you for 200.
It's used in abbreviations and initials as well as to end sentences. It's
What is
player 1.
period? Yeah!
That's it.
I sent you for 4.
Selecting Burton Braley contradicted himself and wrote, "This is a word you mustn't end a sentence with." Yes, player 1?
What is a conjunction?
Sorry. Oh! That's wrong.
Oh,
Anyone
wait a
else care to
minute.
try to come up with a correct response?
Shoot, it was preposition, I think.
Here's the correct response. A preposition.
Yeah. Oh well. I sent you for 600.
Player 1 of I did it, did you do it, or do it. It's the imperative sentence.
Player 3.
Let's hear it, player 3.
What is I did it? That's not right.
Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response?
What is?
Let's hear it,
Did
player
you do
1.
it?
No, that's not right.
Well, that narrows it down.
Any other takers? Player 2.
Do it was what we needed.
Yes. Player 2, make a selection, please,
Residency
as we
for
continue. This type of sentence has multiple independent clauses and no dependent clauses. We're talking about compound.
Compound sentences.
Player 2, pick again.
I sentence you for 1,000. The answer there is the Daily Double.
It's the Daily Double.
Although she has only $600, she
You are
can
currently in
2,000.
second place. Player 2,
250.
give us a
All
wait.
right.
And
Here's
the
the
Daily
answer.
Double clue. The name of this punctuation mark comes from a Greek word meaning piece cut off.
Was it comma?
Yep.
Yeah, and I knew that. Oh well.
Please pick again, player 2.
Elementary for 200.
The Bible tells us of this element being beaten into plates, cut into wires, and worked into the clothing worn by Aaron. It's player 1.
What is gold?
Yep.
Alright.
Player 1,
Signs and
you
symbols for
start.
600.
Let's go to the clue crew for this next clue.
In the 21st century, International Morse Code added its first new character in decades. It combines A and C to symbolize this sign.
Player 3,
What is at?
right, you're out of the hole. Where do we begin, player 3?
Signs and symbols for 800.
Not the Easter, but the prairie type of this flower is the floral emblem of Saskatchewan.
Never been to Saskatchewan.
Yes, player 2.
What is the lily?
Good.
Yes. Player 2 is now taking the lead by
Player
$50.
2, you're in command of the
Signs
board
and
as we
symbols for
continue.
1,000.
From the Latin for triple leaf, it's the name of the official Girl Scout emblem. Yes, player 1,
What is the trefoil?
you are correct.
Yes.
Okay, let's get back into this. Player 1,
What
you
knowledge?
make the
200.
next selection. A book's backstrip covers the part that has this anatomical name. Okay, player 1,
What is the spine?
right you are.
Boat knowledge for 400.
Please pick again. Shakespeare wrote, "What's past is this introductory part of a book." It's player 1.
What is the forward? Oh, wait a minute.
Anyone
I
else
think
care
it's
to
a
try to come up with
prologue.
a correct response? Okay, player 3. No.
Yeah, it was the prologue. Oh well.
Anyone else? Okay, player 2. Yeah. Player 2, you're in command of the board as we continue, right? Mulvaney, Nancy, 177. Birth of, 28. Education of, 213. As expert in creating these, 326 to 331. Player 2.
Where indexes.
Hey, you're right.
They're choosing the lead again.
Player 2, choose again.
Boat knowledge for 8.
A colophon is a section at the end of a book that often names this, like 10-Point Baskerville. Here's the correct response. Typeface.
Typeface, okay.
Player 2, choose again.
Boat knowledge for 1,000.
Etymological name for a blank page at the start of a book. suitable for inscriptions. Yes, player one?
Is this B-Leaf?
No.
Wrong. Down to 1,400.
Any other takers?
Got some tough material today.
It's player three.
Flyleaf.
Yep, great, you're back into it now. Player three, where do we start?
Entry for 400.
He-U. But this element, 238, doesn't stink. It powers pacemakers. It's player one.
Oh, what is potassium?
That's not it.
No! Down to 1,000.
Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Here's what we wanted. Plutonium.
Plutonium is what we needed.
Player three, choose again.
Elementary for 6.
I know Bernard Courtois discovered this element in 1811. It's player three.
That's indium.
Sorry. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Here's what we were looking for. Iodine.
Iodine is what we needed.
You again, player three.
Elementary for 800.
The Kennedy Space Center has used this gas, atomic number 54, in high-intensity lights for night landings. Here's what we were looking for. Xenon.
Xenon.
Player three, you pick again,
Elementary
please.
for 1,000.
This ductile, non-radioactive element has an atomic weight of 26.98. It's player two.
Is silicon?
No. Sorry.
Down to 1,650.
Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Here's the correct response. Aluminum.
Aluminum.
Player
All right,
three.
one
you pick
category
again,
left.
please. This famous transaction in 1803 doubled the territory of the U.S. Let's hear it, player one.
This is the Louisiana Purchase.
That is correct.
American history for 400.
Player one. In the 1760s, he and Charles Mason used milestones to mark the boundary line between Maryland and Pennsylvania. Okay, player one.
Who's Jeremiah Dixon?
Yes.
Yeah. 600.
Player one. The Watergate scandal led to the resignation of this U.S. president in 1974.
Who's Richard
Let's
Nixon?
hear it, player one.
800.
In the 1830s, some 4,000 members of this Indian tribe died during a forced march known as the Trail of Tears. Player one.
What is the Cherokee tribe?
Good for you.
All right. And now the last clue.
And the last clue for $1,000. Reconstruction refers to the period of readjustment and rebuilding after this war. Here's the correct response.
And that war
Civil
was
War.
the Civil War. All right, that's it for the Jeopardy round. I've got the lead at 3,000, player 2, 1,650, and player 3 with
Player
0.
three is going first
So that
in
means
Double
player
Jeopardy
3
when
is
we
going
come
to
back.
complete the first
Following this.
selection in the Double Jeopardy round. And we're going to get to that very important round right now.
And we have two daily doubles awaiting you in these categories.
And the categories are as follows.
Endgame.
Endgame. And in quotation
The
marks.
body human.
Body human.
Shakespeare's
Shakespeare's
characters. Country's highest points.
Nice points.
Take me out to
Take
the
me out to the
history game.
history game. And finally,
And TV math. Player 3, you're in command of the board as we continue, right? Christmas in Calais or Cannes? Let's hear it, Player 1.
Noel.
You got it. Okay, let's get back into this. In a song from the film The Jungle Book, these are bare.
What are necessities?
Okay, Player 1.
Look for bare necessities. Simple bare necessities. Endgame.
This Latin term means it does not follow. Hey, what's for lunch? It's Player 3.
What is non-sequitur? Yes, that's right.
A lot of clues, a lot of categories, Player 3. Make us evil gold hoarders are the title guys in Wagner's Ring of the This. Yes, Player 1.
What is Norseman?
Nope.
No, Hammer 2600.
Any other takers? Let's hear it, Player 3. Player 3, back to you for our next selection.
The answer there is the Daily Double.
Answer, the first of the Daily
$800
Double.
for risk.
You are in first place. Decide on your wager,
Risking
Player 3.
everything.
The clue,
5,600.
from the Arabic for hunting horn. It's another name for mother of pearl. You are now in third place. The correct response is Nacre.
Nacre.
Player 3, back to you for our
History
next
game
selection.
for 400.
It's 1922, and the Black Shirts force King Victor Emmanuel III to appoint this far-right fielder as Prime Minister. Yes, Player 3.
Who's Benito Mussolini?
Please pick again, Player 3.
History game 800.
It's 1649, and this king is looking kind of tired out. Yep, here comes Oliver Cromwell to give him the hook. Okay, Player 2.
Who's Charles I?
Yep.
Yes.
All right, let's get back into this. Player 2 has control. This pigment in blood transports oxygen. Yes, Player 1.
Is hemoglobin?
That is correct.
Okay. Body human 800.
Okay, let's get microscopic shaggy hairs called villi. Line the walls of this digestive organ. We're talking about the small intestine.
Small intestine. Body human 12.
Please pick. In the arm, the name of this muscle precedes brachii. In the leg, femoris. It's Player 1.
What are the triceps?
No.
No. I'm down to 1800.
Any other takers?
Yeah, we got a difficult board today.
Here's the correct response. The biceps.
Biceps was what we needed. Body human
Player 1.
16.
Human brain has billions of connections across these gaps between neurons. Here's the response we were looking for. The synapses.
Synapses.
You again, sometimes caused by tooth grinding, the disorder known by these three letters can lead to a clicking jaw. Okay, Player 1.
Who's TMJ?
Right.
Alright. 3800.
You again, Player 1.
TV math for 4.
Fred McMurray's title sons minus Paul Reiser's title dads.
Okay.
Okay, Player 1.
My 3 sons minus my 2 dads. What is 1?
That is correct.
TV math
Select
for
again.
800.
Colonel Steve Austin's title worth plus the amount of title days at a time for Bonnie Franklin. Let's hear it, player 3.
It is 6 million.
Hey, you're right.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, let's get back into this.
No,
Player 3,
Shakespeare's
you make the
before.
next selection. As there's something in his soul, or which his melancholy sits on brood, is said of this title character. It's player 1.
Who is Hamlet? TV math.
Where do we begin,
1200.
player 1? John Ritter's sitcom, Simple Rules for Dating My Teenage Daughter, times John Ritter's sitcom, Company.
Was 24.
Yes, player 1?
And ironically
That is correct.
enough, that was also a TV show.
Player 1, back to you.
TV math
Careful.
16.
Tina Fey's title Rock minus Ashton Kutcher's title Men.
Okay, 30 Rock.
Okay,
minus
player 1.
2.5 was 27.5.
That's correct.
7,400. TV math 2000.
Player 1. Hawkeye's unit number in MASH plus John Lithgow's title Rock from the Sun.
Okay. It's third Rock from the Sun. I don't know what the unit number for MASH is.
Yes, player 3.
4,080.
That is correct.
Yeah, 4,080 is the correct response. It's 3,200.
A lot of clues, a lot of categories, player 3.
Shakespeare's character
Make us
history.
a Friar John gets quarantined, so he never delivers that really important letter that this friar wrote to Romeo. It's player 1.
Who's Friar Tuck?
Sorry, that's wrong.
No.
Anyone else?
I keep getting this one wrong.
It's
Two.
player 2.
Who's Friar Francis? No. It's Friar Lawrence.
Anyone else? Let's hear it, player 3. That is correct. Player 3, back to you for
Shakespeare
our
for
next
12.
selection. She's in Troy when she tells Pandarus, "Go hang yourself, you naughty mocking uncle." It's player 1.
Who's Cleopatra?
Sorry.
Wrong. And down to
Anyone else want to have a
5,400.
guess on this?
Oh, this is not going that good.
Let's hear it, player 2.
Who's
You got it.
Cressida? Yeah, that's what.
Where do we begin, player 2?
History game 12.
It's July 10th, 1553, and this lady will pinch hit for Edward VI, who's been taken out of the game. Cousin Mary is on deck. Here's the correct response. Jane Grey.
Jane Grey.
Please pick again, player 2.
History game for 16.
It's going back, and it's over the 73-mile long wall built in the 120s AD by this slugger, the Emperor. We're talking about Hadrian.
Adrian.
Player 2, back to you.
Country size plus 4.
Mount Kosciuszko in New South Wales. Let's hear it, player 1.
Is New Zealand. Ah, no!
Anyone else care to talk with the correct response?
Is Wales in Australia?
It's player 3. Sorry,
Not England.
that's wrong. Any other takers?
Yeah, Australia.
Player 2. You are correct. Player 2, choose again.
Country size points 800.
Pico de Teide in the Canary Islands. Player 1,
What is Spain?
good for you.
Yes. Okay, Shakespeare for
Player 1,
1600.
where this man boasts, "He that knows better how to tame a shrew, now let him speak." It's player 3.
Who is Petruchio?
Hey, you're right.
Yes. 5,200.
A lot of
Got a
clues, a lot
close
of
game right
categories,
now.
player
Shakespeare
3.
for 2000.
Make us the appropriately named Servilius is a servant to this title guy of Athens. Yes, player one.
Who is Timon?
Yes.
Alright. That's 7,800.
Player one, where do we start?
Country size points 12.
In East Africa, Mount Kilimanjaro. Let's hear it, player one.
What is Zaire? Wrong. Down to 66.
Any other takers? It's player two.
Tanzania?
Right.
That's right.
Player two, you're in command
Nice
of the
points
board
for
as we
16.
continue, right?
The answer there is the other daily double.
Answer. The other daily
Alright,
double.
well, there you can
Player
see the
two, you're
scores.
in last place, but here's an
And
opportunity to
1,500.
capture
Okay, that'll put you in
All
second
right,
place if
here's
you're
your
right.
clue. Phnom Auo.
Thailand.
Aw.
Nope, that's wrong.
Sorry. The correct response is Cambodia.
Cambodia was what we needed. Alright,
Player
two
two,
clues
you
left.
pick again, please. In Central America, Doyle's Delight, not Victoria Peak as was thought. Here's what we wanted. Belize.
Belize was what we needed. Alright, let's take a
And
look
the
at the last clue.
$2,000 clue. It's 1902, and Teddy Roosevelt is putting this junior on the bench, the Supreme Court bench, and he'll be there for 29 years. It's player one.
Who is Holmes?
That is correct.
Oliver Wendell Holmes, correct. And that'll take me to 8,600, and that takes us to the end of Double Jeopardy. Player Freed second at 5,200, and player two at
Congratulations to all of you.
29,50.
You'll be continuing on
So,
to Final Jeopardy.
Wagering is going to
when
be
we come
very
back.
important here as we take a look at
Time
this
to get ready for
category for Final
And
Jeopardy.
today the category is this.
The social
social
sciences.
sciences. So, what's your wager?
Okay, I'm gonna go for... I'm gonna go for 3,400.
Here's the clue.
Alright, here's the clue.
Coined in 1899, this word suggests that things like rivers and boundaries affect nations' foreign affairs.
I'll say what is geopolitics. I don't think it's bilateralism. Genopolitics isn't right. It's either bio or geo, and I'm gonna say geo. Alright, we're gonna start in the middle of player
Your
two.
response?
Your response. What is geopolitics?
With that correct
And that's
response,
right.
you
You're gonna
will
add
gain.
2255. You're gonna go up to
Did you come up
5,205.
with
Player
the correct
free.
response?
You said biopolitics, which we know
Sorry,
is
that
wrong.
incorrect response
You're going to
will
lose
drop your
3,405. That'll drop you to
Let's see
1,795.
your response.
And I said geopolitics, which we know is
How much
correct.
do you add
And I'm going to add
with that correct
3,400,
response?
bringing me up to $12,000.
Congratulations,
And now
player
for
one.
3 days, a
You're the
total
winner.
of $42,000. And we'll
Come
see
on.
you on our next edition of Jeopardy!